All right, so now you got your questions, you're getting ready to go in and you're getting ready to meet them for the meeting, actually meet them face to face. So make it conversational, okay? Small talk. But make sure you keep the small talk to a minimum because you don't want to waste time, right? You want to be conversational, you want to be easy breezy. You walk into the room, they have a great view. Oh, wow, this is a great view. Look, you can see the mountains. You know, easy breezy, right? Oh, look at the weather. I'm so glad the sun is out, you know? Things like that, just as icebreakers. But you want to make it conversational. You don't want it to be so tied to every question. You want to be personable, right? So don't be so tied to your questions that you can't be a person. Introduce yourself and define your goals, right? Have a good idea about who you are, the degree that you're getting. This is the point, you know, we talked about keeping the email where you're not talking about all the things about yourself. You're keeping the email, the introduction, really easy breezy. This is the point when you have them and you're sitting down in front of them and you can say, you know, this is who I am. These are my interests. This is what I'm getting my degree in. These are my passions. Introduce yourself. But keep in mind, this interview is about the person you're interviewing. Okay, so you want to introduce yourself, be concise about that, but then lead into your questions. Ask your questions, like I was saying. It's okay to take a notebook in. They know you're going to ask questions. That's what this is for. You're getting their advice. Improvise as needed. They may mention something that didn't occur to you in the interview, right? They may go down a different path, and that may lead you to go, oh, wow, I didn't even think of that. Well, tell me more about that. Be willing to go off your path a little bit so you can learn more about things that they're going to tell you. Ask follow-up questions if there's time. Be sure to ask if they can recommend others for you to interview. Like I said earlier, don't leave the interview without asking that. Be mindful of the person's time. If they say they have a hard stop at 3 o'clock, then you end at 3 o'clock, right? Be very mindful of their time. Sometimes they're really easygoing. Yeah, it's okay, you know, and they'll go over like 40 minutes or so. That's very unusual, by the way. Make an impression. Be professional. Be enthusiastic, right? This is a time for you to make an impression so they can remember you, right? Make good eye contact, you know, do good handshake, all of that stuff. Ask smart questions. Show that you've done your research. You want them to go, wow, I want to refer so-and-so when there's a job coming up, right? That you want them to remember you so they can help you down the road. And again, don't ask for a job during this time. Sometimes I personally don't take a resume with me. I find that to be a little pushy. I may afterwards say, well, you know, can I send you my resume? You know, I'd really love your feedback on it if I feel like there's a good rapport. Sometimes I'll ask. They'll say, send me your resume and I'll see if I can forward it to somebody. So feel it out. So it's really, really important that you follow up immediately after. Okay, so within 24 hours, you want to send a thank you note through email to that person. The reason you want to do it through email is because if you send a note, it could get lost or it can go to their mailbox. You want to make sure that they get your thank you in a timely manner. Tell them how encouraged you were by their meeting and try to reference something from the meeting. So I was really encouraged meeting you. I'm so excited about going down this path now. And there was somebody that I talked to, she loved cats. I love cats. So I said, Mike, it's also nice to know somebody who's a fellow cat lover. You know, I just tried to make it a little personal. And then lastly, I do recommend that you send a thank you note by snail mail in addition. But again, feel that out because I'm told that some people, that's a turnoff.
What's snail mail?
Put a stamp on it and put it through the mail, the old-fashioned way. Yeah, yeah, the old-fashioned way. Send a card through the mail, the old-fashioned way, in addition to the email. And I recommend this. I've had good success with this. But again, that I'm told that some of the more younger corporations don't like that. They feel like, you know, you're wasting trees. It's an annoyance. I don't know why it would be. The reason that I like to do this, again, feel out the environment. But the reason that I like to do this, I like to go buy a very pretty, sparkly card. I'll go to Papyrus and get a really pretty card. And I like it because they'll want to keep that on their desk, like just for the sheer picture of it, you know, and they'll keep that on their desk, they'll put it on their clipboard, and that's a reminder to them of who you are. And the final steps, maintain the relationship, okay? Check back with them. you might say, hey, I reached out to so-and-so that you recommended. It was so helpful. Thanks so much. This is what I've decided to do. Right? Or I went to that conference that you suggested. Right? Great. Thanks so much. Like I did an informational interview with somebody, and she and I still get together and we have lunch occasionally. Follow up after you've connected with the contacts or resources they've suggested. Okay. Use your knowledge. Use this new knowledge that you've had. So if they say they're really looking for people who have backgrounds or training in such and such area, update your resume to include that. If you know that certain people who are in your field happen to be networking at these certain types of conventions, start networking at those types of conventions, right? Incorporate that knowledge into your job search strategy. So, lastly, I think it's really important to keep track of who you're reaching out to. You'd be surprised. You will reach out to people and you won't hear anything back. So what I like to do is I keep an Excel sheet and I put the name of the person, where I found them. So Sarah Jones recommended this person to me, and I found these two people on LinkedIn, right? I put their job titles, I put the company they work for, the date I contacted them, and then I make a note. So this person, I got no response, right? The reason is you don't want to keep contacting this person over and over and over again. You don't want to be a pest, right? I will usually reach out a couple times, reach out twice. And if I still hear nothing back, then that's it. But it would be really embarrassing if you reached out to these people who you have heard and you forgot that you talked to them, right? You'd be surprised, you kind of forget who you reached out to and who you corresponded. So, the idea is to make this list grow, keep having it grow, and track who you've talked to. And I just did this in Excel. This was just, you can do it in Word, however, you can do it handwritten, however works for you. Appearance, yeah, so let's talk about appearance. So you want to really assess the environment, right? So if they're really, if you're going to a nonprofit, you want to just like dress business casual, right? You don't want to wear a suit or a tie or anything like that. Nonprofits are pretty laid back. If you go into a startup, I don't think, you guys might be going to a gym or to a more of a corporate environment if they hire wellness people. So you want to see what that environment is like. If they're anti-establishment, you don't want to go in a suit and tie, but you do want to show a professional appearance. So it's really important that you show that you're serious, that you be on time, be professional. I was actually late for an informational interview once, and it was like, I didn't include parking, and it took me forever to find parking, and it was just like, well, I just blew that. But I went, and she was still gracious and everything, but I thought, I doubt if she's going to ever, reach out to me in the future. But I got information from it, right? So you want to be as professional as you can. You don't want to be late. You want to dress in business casual type of manner. Are we all going to go out and do informational interviewing now? You're going to come up with a list of 5 people, right? You're going to first try to find if you have a mutual contact. Can I get you to commit to at least 3? Yeah. 3? Oh, come on, you can do it. You can do it. 3 is more doable? Yeah. All right. So come up with a list of 3. Make a little list like this on so you're keeping track. And don't be discouraged if you don't hear anything back. Okay, because sometimes it's not that they don't want to, they're just too busy. Don't take it personally. Okay. So that's why it's a good thing to keep a list, because sometimes they don't respond. So just if they don't respond, move on to the next one. Move on to the next one.
When you send the email matters too. Like I sent mine on a Saturday, and then it didn't reach out for a week, so I tried again on a Monday, and then he responded right away.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah, during the weekday. Okay, good advice right there. If you want to schedule time before an informational interview to go over some things with me, I'm more than happy to help you in that area if you feel like you need to run some things by me first, okay? All right. Thanks, everyone.